Punish. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by, bringing you some news that I just found out about yesterday. I'm not exactly sure how old this news is, but at any rate, I just found out this news yesterday, and I'm going to coming at you today to bring you this fantastic news your way. If you're not familiar with it, this is some really good news for us Silent Night, Deadly Night fans. I would regard Silent Night, Deadly Night as being just one of the all-time best Christmas movies. It's I've reviewed, or me and Matt have actually reviewed this movie years and years ago. It's definitely my kind of Christmas movie. But I'm coming at you with some really cool news, which should delight you fans of Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'm excited about this news ever since I saw it, which is, obviously Silent Night, Deadly Night, ever since it hit DVD by Anchor Bay when they did that. I can't remember when it was 2001, whenever they put out that double feature. Anchor Bay put out double feature of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1 and 2 on DVD. And of course, that was the first time it was ever, as far as I know, kind of the non-unrated or the R-rated elements, if you will, were ever kind of got a new transfer. And unfortunately, that was the first time we would have to experience like the movie with the unrated footage being kind of basically taken from VHS. And then, of course, years later, Anchor Bay would put out a Blu-ray of Silent Night, Deadly Night. I didn't get the Blu-ray. The most recent release I have is the Anchor Bay DVD. And it would be the same thing with, the majority of the movie, I would imagine, would look kind of good. And then the unrated shots just being probably still from VHS. So we got some relatively exciting news. Now, I'm not exactly sure if I'm understanding this news correctly, but we got some relatively exciting news regarding maybe for the very first time, it's not confirmed, but from what I can understand about this news, potentially for the very first time, like a restored version of both, rated and unrated versions of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which hopefully will be, just in quality, like throughout the whole movie, and won't drop in quality during the unrated footage. So basically, the news is that Scream Factory is going to be putting out a Silent Night, Deadly Night Blu-ray this December. I think it's like early December, in what they're calling new 4K restorations of the original theatrical and unrated versions of the film. So I can only assume this means somehow they were able to actually track down, film elements of the unrated stuff, which was formerly only available from VHS copies. Now, like I say, I don't know, if that stuff were available the whole time, I don't understand why Anchor Bay wouldn't have got it, if not for the first DVD they put out, definitely for that Blu-ray that they put out. But, so like I say, I just want to make sure that I'm not misunderstood, and I can't confirm that, we're really probably not going to know until someone actually sees the disc if in fact, the unrated shots are actually going to be, kind of restored from actual film elements, or if it's going to be the same old crap where the unrated shots will feature VHS quality version, or quality in the unrated shots. But what they're saying for their edition here, I'll show you on the screen as I'm talking about it. As I said, the new 4K restorations of the original theatrical and unrated versions. New Sleigh Bells Ring, the story of Silent Night, Deadly Night, featuring interviews. I'll just say that. You can read who the interviews are with. You've got another new feature here, Oh Dear, an interview with Linnea Quigley, which would be kind of interesting. Probably not that long. There's another new feature, Christmas in July, Silent Night, Deadly Night, locations then and now, which, Christ, even in the movie, it almost looked like July in some cases, where they just, towards the end of the movie, looked like they just kind of threw down some snow on the ground and then, yelled action for some of the scenes towards the end of the movie. The last new feature on this release is said to be here, the audio commentary with actor Robert Brian Wilson and co-executive producer Scott, whatever his name is. Now, I'm assuming that I'm not so much of a fan about this movie that I know the names of anyone else, that the actors except for Linnea Quigley, but I would imagine, I don't know if Robert Brian Wilson is the guy who played Billy in the movie, or if so, that'd be really kind of cool. And I would imagine these other features are features that would just have already existed on previous releases, probably like the Anchor Bay Blu-ray, original theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spot, and commentaries, and all this other stuff you see that doesn't have the word new before it, I think is probably just obviously old features from previous release. So that's the news here for Silent Night, Deadly Night, coming out early, at this point anyway. The news is early December 2017, obviously just in time for the holidays. And because the most recent version I have of this movie is the Anchor Bay DVD from the early 21st century. I want to say it was 2001 they put that out, possibly. I'm definitely open to upgrade my Silent Night, Deadly Night to HD, especially if for the first time we're actually going to get the whole film and a whole unrated film with consistent quality instead of going back to crappy VHS footage for unrated stuff. So for unrated material, and as you can see also, before I end the review or the video, we've got some newly commissioned cover art here, which looks pretty cool. Obviously, I hope there'll be a reversible cover art option for the original artwork, which in my opinion isn't really something you can top. But for newly commissioned artwork, this is kind of cool. It's got that winter feel and Christmas lights on the tree, and kind of a cool collage of his victims throughout the movie. Kind of under the tree or whatever. So this is kind of I've seen worse newly commissioned cover art, so this is kind of a pretty cool new cover. So that's pretty much it. Like I say, I'm not sure at this point, based on this news, if the unrated footage is going to actually be restored from film elements for the first time, or if it's going to be the same old. I would hope so. Because if it's the same old unrated footage from VHS, that's going to be kind of a bummer. Another thing in closing that's kind of cool to note about this release is, from what I can understand, we're actually going to have unrated and R-rated versions of the film on this release, which would be kind of cool. I'm open. I'm kind of curious, and never having seen the R-rated version, I'm kind of curious. So feel free to let me know what you think about this news. Are you excited, being a Silent Night, Deadly Night fan, or not? Do you have any more news perhaps than I have? Can you confirm the fact that it's actual, like the unrated footage is actually going to be restored from film elements? Because like I say, from this particular news snippet that I got, I don't think it really, from what I read, it doesn't say anything about that. So thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, we'll catch you next time.